Alia. I'm a researcher at IBM Research New York. Today I will present Mono2Micro, an AI-based toolchain for evolving monolithic enterprise application to a microservice architecture. This is a joint collaboration between IBM Research and IBM Hybrid Cloud. To download Mono2Micro, please follow this URL. Here I will provide the process underlying Mono2Micro. To begin with, we need a monolithic application based on Java source code. In the first step, we instrument the source code. Next, we deploy it. Once the application starts running, we can collect use cases using our use case generator. Based on the use cases, we generate the runtime traces. Using the runtime traces and our novel features such as business use cases and temporal relations, we apply our AI algorithm to generate business logic partitions. In addition, we generate static data such as data dependencies. We merge the data dependencies with business logic partitions to generate natural seam partitions. Next, I'll show you the demo. As mentioned, when you follow the URL, you will download 3 images. One is Mono2Micro BlueJ, which is our source code instrumenter. Then Mono2Micro AIPL, which is our AI partition recommender. Mono2Micro UI that will help you to render the graph. So coming to the source code instrumenter, we have here the Datadog 7 source code along with the subfolders. To run the source code instrumenter, we need to run the following command. For example, here is the command. So basically here you provide an external volume where your application is present so that BlueJ can actually instrument the source code. Once you complete this instrumentation, you will generate Datadog 7 source clue. Here you will find the Java classes are instrumented with entry and exit statements. In addition, you will find 2 new tables. One is symbol table, one is reference table. Going deeper into those instrumented source code, for example, here we have a class from Datadog market summary database. As you can see here, the constructors along with the methods are instrumented with the system entry and exit print statements. In addition, as I mentioned, we obtain symbol table, which has information about the classes, its member attributes, its methods, input parameters to the method, and return type. In addition, we have a reference table that has the classes details with its imports and absolute path. Once we have this data, we deploy the instrumented source code to run the application. To generate the business use case, we run our tool called Flickr. So I can show it here, like here. So once I run this command for the Flickr, it asks you to enter a label. So before entering the label, you can view your application. For example, if I want to create login use case, I provide here login label. I simply log in to the Datadog application and then I stop using this use case. So in the same way, you can actually create as many as use cases based on how you traverse through this UI. For example, here I've created several use cases such as you can see, login, account, trade buys, trade sell, market summary, a log off, register account, and so on. Based on that, you will find the console log for the Datadog application with the following logs. For example, you can find several statements like entering and exiting statements. These are our runtime traces that we need to generate the partition recommendation. So then we run our AIPL tool with the following command. So this tool again takes a workspace in which all the information such as our use cases, console logs, and the symbol table and reference table are present so that it can actually generate the partitions. I can show you more details here. For example, here you can see for the Datadog application, we have a structure in which we provide the use case. Under the context folder, we provide console.logs, which basically has all the runtime traces, and then we provide symbol table and reference table. So once it runs, it generates a mono to micro folder in which we have like mono to micro output that has the graph or the recommendation, partition recommendation, along with the workspace with some intermediate file that will be useful for users to understand how their partitions are generated. We can use this graph to view our partitions. For example, it's loaded here in default. So there are actually 4 views in our graph. One is the mono to micro runtime call graph view that has you can see here there are nodes and there are relationships between the rows. The relations depict the runtime relations. When you hover your mouse over the nodes, you can see the class details, like for example the name, number of business use cases they come across, and the absolute path. Similarly, when you hover over the edges, you can see the source and target classes and the methods and the number of invocations. Using this, we generate the business partitions. You can see here, this is our business partition recommendation. There are several classes that you can see that are unobserved. We can minimize them, and then we can see the partitions that are being captured as in runtime traces. So I'm trying to separate the partitions so that I can clearly view the partitions in clarity. For example, you can see here, this is one of the core partitions for the data, which has all the entities and the core classes for the functionality of the data. This is the partition that helps with the configuring the database. This is the partition help with the messaging services. So now we also, as I mentioned, we extract the static data in terms of data dependencies. For example, here you can see the arrow, the edges indicate the containment based data dependencies. Using this data dependencies, we generate natural seam. For example, you can see here one large partition that is created by merging 2 of the partitions generated using the business logic partitions. Since these 2 partitions have the data dependencies, so we form the natural seam based partitions. Sometimes the natural seam partitions can be really a monolith representation, so it's up to the client how they want to go forward of creating microservices from the different kinds of recommendations like business logic or natural seam. Based on this, user can also modify. For example, I can change, like I can move my class from one partition to another. I can do various modification, and I can save my overall saved modifications to another file that I can use for further reference. With that, I conclude my demo. Thank you, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you.